What they found during the excavations left archaeologists stunned. The deer quorass. It's called the deer quorass because it was discovered in 1909 inside a tomb from the Punic era near Serres, Tunisia. Although it might look like a beautiful decorative piece, it's actually part of a body armor set, specifically a breastplate. Experts believe it's around 2,300 years old and think it was made by the Italian Roman occupiers of southern Italy. The most likely explanation for how it ended up in Tunisia is that it once belonged to a high-ranking warrior, probably one who fought under Hannibal during the Second Punic War between 211 and 203 BC. However, not all historians or experts agree with this theory. That's partly because the tomb where it was found is typical of Tunisia at the time, suggesting the person buried there wasn't an outsider. On top of that, some of the other artifacts discovered inside the tomb date back to before the First Punic War, so the exact origin of the quorass remains a mystery. About the only thing experts do agree on is its undeniable beauty. Number 1. In June 2022, archaeologists found a curved sword at the site of a fortified Christian monastery in northern Greece. But the sword itself isn't Greek. Experts are almost certain it's Turkish and think it may have belonged to a pirate. Weapons like this are very rare finds because the iron they're made from usually rusts away completely in just a couple of centuries. This particular blade somehow survived a raid on the monastery that happened in the 14th century. The sword's curved shape makes historians think it belonged to a pirate, as single-edged curved swords were commonly used by raiding pirate bands, but rarely by anyone else. The monastery in question is Agios Nikolaios at Chrysokamara, named after a local saint. It was looted at least 3 times in the 14th century. We may never know exactly which of these raids led to the sword being left behind. At the time, the monastery's tower was much taller than its current height of 4.86 meters and was surrounded by a granite wall 1.83 meters thick. Sadly, even this wasn't enough to save the monastery from eventually being destroyed by fire. Number 2. The missing head of Hercules from the Antikythera shipwreck. The same ancient shipwreck that gave us the famous Antikythera mechanism revealed another treasure in June 2022. Marine archaeologists found what's believed to be the missing marble head of a 2,000-year-old statue of the Roman god Hercules. The wreck, lying off the coast of Greece, was first discovered by sponge divers in 1900 and has been studied ever since. It's thought to have been sitting at the bottom of the sea since around 60 BC. The marble head went unnoticed for so long because it was so badly damaged that it looked like a misshapen rock. It wasn't until divers also discovered the statue's base, complete with the lower parts of its legs, that they realized what it really was. This wasn't the only remarkable find at the site. Archaeologists also uncovered 2 human teeth embedded in seabed sediments, clear evidence that at least one person didn't survive when the ship went down. Historians believe the 130-foot-long ship was sailing to Rome from somewhere in the eastern Mediterranean when it sank in a storm. But they're hoping these new finds will reveal even more. Number 3. The Stoneface. So, in the summer of 1919, a farmer named Tom Hiddens felt his plow hit something hard while working his field in Sampson County, North Carolina, USA. When he checked, he found a heavily weathered stone face. Hiddens immediately realized he'd found something important, even if he didn't know exactly what it was. So he called in the experts. But honestly, they couldn't offer many answers either. The carving is large, about 60 centimeters or roughly 2 feet from ear to ear, and around 90 centimeters, which is about 3 feet from the top of the head to the chin. It's made from sandstone, which weathers easily because it's so soft. This makes it really hard to tell how old it is. It could have been carved just a century ago, or over 1,000 years ago. Archaeologists could estimate its age more accurately if the design were familiar, but it isn't. Nothing like it has ever been found in North Carolina or the surrounding region. Number 4. The Tunnel of Eupalinos. Our next discovery is called the Tunnel of Eupalinos, though honestly it would be more accurate to describe it as an ancient water channel rather than just a tunnel. This incredible feat of engineering was built in, well, it's about 1,036 meters long and cuts through Mount Castro on the island of Samos in Greece. Digging a tunnel that size by hand over 2,600 years ago would have been an enormous task, no matter how they did it. But what really makes this tunnel remarkable is that it was only the second tunnel in recorded history to be dug simultaneously from both ends, using engineering calculations. The tunnel is significant today because it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site and officially recognized as an International Historic Civil Engineering Landmark. We know the full story behind it thanks to the writings of Herodotus, who described it in detail. Herodotus praised the Samians for building three of the greatest engineering marvels of the Greek world, and the Tunnel of Eupalinos was one of them. He estimated its length at about 1.6 kilometers, with a height and width of 2.4 meters, and he was pretty close. Thanks to Herodotus, we even know the name of the engineer behind this incredible work, Eupalinos, son of Nostrophos. Number 5. The Reliquary of the Holy Thorn. The Reliquary of the Holy Thorn is considered one of the most stunning examples of medieval goldsmithing. Though historians aren't completely sure who made it, it's believed to have been created around 1390 on the order of John, Duke of Berry, to hold what was claimed to be a thorn from Christ's crown of thorns. It's one of the finest surviving works made for the Valois royal court, and one of the few that still exist today. The box itself is made of gold and decorated with pearls, gemstones, and 28 tiny, three-dimensional white enamel figures. The front depicts the Last Judgment, showing the Trinity and saints overseeing the resurrection of the dead. Below these figures lies a single long thorn, said to have come from the crown Christ wore on the cross. On the back, doors open to reveal a space that likely held another relic. This reliquary is widely praised as one of the greatest achievements of medieval European metalwork. Number 6. A massive treasure in Spain. So in April 2016, construction workers in the town of Tamares, Andalusia, in Seville province, stumbled upon 19 Roman amphorae filled with bronze coins. Amphorae are, those large Roman storage jars. The workers found the treasure while they were digging trenches to lay electrical cables in a park. Altogether, the coins weighed more than 590 kilograms and date back to the 3rd century AD. Just an incredible find. Ana Navarro, director of the Seville Archaeological Museum, noted that each amphora was so heavy it took more than one person to move it. 10 of the jars were broken during the trench work. The first theory was that these coins were meant to be used for tax payments to the Roman Empire. All the coins were in excellent condition, freshly minted and never actually circulated before being buried. The site was carefully inspected for more hidden treasures before construction resumed. Number 7. The Hawkna Horde. So back in November 1992, a lost hammer actually led to a discovery that amazed historians and treasure hunters alike in the village of Hawkna, Suffolk, England. A man named Eric Laws was using his metal detector to help his friend find the missing hammer. But instead, Laws found something way more valuable, the Hawkna Horde. And it wasn't just a handful of coins or a couple of rusty artifacts. The Hawkna Horde is this huge collection of over 15,000 Roman gold and silver coins, jewelry, and silver tableware, making it one of the largest and most valuable Roman treasures ever discovered in Britain. The sheer quantity and quality of the items is honestly breathtaking. Dating from the late 4th or early 5th century AD, the hoard is believed to have been buried to keep it safe, probably during a time of political instability as the Roman Empire began to collapse. The find includes bracelets, rings, spoons, and even beautifully crafted pepper pots that really show the incredible skill of Roman craftsmen. The discovery didn't just deepen our understanding of Roman Britain, it also helped change treasure hunting laws in England. It led to the 1996 Treasure Act, which made it easier to report and properly record such finds. Now kept in the British Museum, the Hawkna Horde offers a fascinating glimpse into Roman wealth, art, and daily life in Britain. And it's a powerful reminder that incredible treasures could still be hidden, waiting to be found, even in the most ordinary places like a Suffolk field. Number 8. The mysterious site of Kumbeo. About 19 kilometers southwest of Cajamarca, Peru, there's this mysterious ancient site called Kumbeo. This stone structure, which is likely an ancient aqueduct, stretches for 8 kilometers and is believed to have been built by a pre-Inca civilization around 3,500 years ago. And though it's pretty primitive by today's standards, It's cleverly designed to collect water and redirect it toward the Pacific Ocean. It might even be the oldest known man-made structure in all of South America. Along its length, you'll find rock carvings and stone engravings whose meanings we still don't understand. And honestly, we don't even know exactly where to look for more clues. It's thought that the zigzag patterns carved into the stones were meant to slow down the water as it flowed downhill, helping to filter and clean it for drinking and household use. If we knew who built this aqueduct and what happened to them, we'd have more answers. But for now, it remains a unique mystery with really no parallel in the region. Number 9. The Halatin Helmet. Named after the place where it was discovered in 2000, near Halatin in Leicestershire, this decorated iron helmet is actually a Roman parade helmet. It was originally silver-plated with gold leaf decorations around the edge. Experts who investigated the site concluded it had once been an Iron Age shrine or burial place. After almost a decade of careful preservation and restoration, the helmet was finally put on display at a British museum. When it was first found, it was broken into pieces and heavily corroded. But seeing it today, you'd never guess its original condition thanks to its intricate design. Most likely, this helmet was used for ceremonies and parades rather than actual combat. But it's also possible that ancient Britons who fought alongside Roman forces during the conquest of Britain wore it, meaning it might once have belonged to a trader. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and explore the forgotten past with us. Give us a like, share, and support our journey to uncover the truth buried beneath the ruins. See you next time on the next